once in your lifetime. It makes you feel like a emperor or royalty for a day.
It's a big day.
Yeah, and that feeling is very, once you adorn a sherwani, I mean, you'll feel that, wow, it's that power, that feeling. Subconsciously, you would have seen, observed, read 1,000 things.
For sure.
Maybe what you are thinking right now, designing right now, could be a small byproduct of all those accumulations.
Yeah.
So technically, it cannot be original. So every design on a larger scale is an inspiration from somewhere or the other.
Yeah.
The method could be different, material could be different, everything could be different. But it would still not be an original design, because technically in this entire world, according to me, there is nothing original. Because we are a constant evolving
It's an
race.
assembly.
Yeah,
It's
we are all
Yeah.
evolving. The idea is to stay detached while still you are being attached. So that is how I live my life. The divine, like in Gita, that you are doing, like Krishna says that, karma is your only thing that you have to do. So you keep doing that.
Keep doing it.
Be 100% in what you are doing. Do utter justice, it's like love something so much that, there is madness.
Siddhesh Chauhan, welcome to
Parth.
Unboxed.
Thank you for having me here.
I'm glad you came and thank you for your time. You're somebody whose design I really admire, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about various things put together. But something that I want to start with is, how did you start your journey as a designer, and when was it that you decided, no, designing is something that I want to do?
You see your parents, your dad, your uncle in the same line while you're growing up, and you feel, wow, that's just, they're doing something really nice. And while you are growing, dad used to make us all stylish, fancy clothes, like, he would do for clients and he'll also make for us. So we are like, wow, this feels so good. And as you grow, so my inclination was more towards arts as a whole, rather than, I was honestly never a math person, or I would love physics but not any other subject in science. And that too, understanding basics and just seeing what is the practical purpose of that, rather than knowing all the formulas. So as you grow, in around, let's say, 10th standard, so I used to paint earlier. We had a few painting competitions, etc. Normal sketching and stuff. I took up science in 10th, post 10th. Once that was done, during vacations, I started to go to the store, and I was like, okay, you have a vacation now, what to do? Let's go at the store and actually see what's going on. So my dad's like, if you want to come, you can, but choose whatever you wish to do. So I said, okay. And I said, let's start learning coat making. You make a nice jacket. So what I did was, I started making jackets, making buttonholes, like the short buttonholes that you normally, today we do it all with machinery. 20, 30 years back maybe, used to do it by hand. It's a bespoke way, basically. So I started doing by hand, and I'm like, wow, this is art. I mean, sewing itself is an art. So you go further, then so 10th, 11th, 12th was more like you are studying also, going to the store on and off, seeing what is going on, what is not, being on floor. There were a point when I would think of myself that, okay, I want to sell this person today this shirt, or I want to dress this person in this way. यार बने जगह में जाए उसको वो पसंद आएगा ही. And it turns out I've not sold a single piece, because maybe what I liked, the other person didn't like. So, and I was so disappointed that day, and I'm like, yeah, why aren't people buying? And I see the sales team doing fantastically well. They're selling like 10 shirts and 5 shirts, and I'm like, I'm still young, why don't they, believe me and all. So that is how you try, that is how you fall, you grow. So post 10th I decided that design is something very natural and it has to be it is all around us technically. So rather than design on the initial stage, I want to pursue manufacturing, or I want to pursue the technology side of the business rather than hardcore design. Because eventually you can make an amazing design, but if you're not able to execute it and give it on time, may it be in 5 pieces, 2 pieces, or 100 pieces, then that design holds, it's void basically, because it's not for the right time. I cannot make a linen shirt for you while you're going to Alaska or something of that sort. When you need a jacket, you need a jacket. So it's all very a coincidence that I decided to go in this line, that let's think of manufacturing more than design. So I completed my bachelor's in technology from NIFT Gandhinagar. After that I decided that okay, now I've learned the process. I was more interested in supply chains, IPR, and other such subjects like property rights, intellectual property rights. Those were few subjects, research methodology or stuff. Basically things that which had to do with people,
right,
rather than actually going on the floor and checking what machine is doing what, or what are the parts of the machine and stuff. So the curriculum was designed in a way that you could choose whatever is your line of interest in that entire area. So post that I decided that okay, for 1 year I'll work here. So I joined the store after my graduation. I used to visit all departments, store visits, everything. So technically in a week I was every day in a different department, just talking to the team, knowing what they are doing, what they are not doing.
You started at the bottom.
Yeah, just I'll be on floor also. I'll be going to the stores, going at the factory, going at the warehouse. You just observe that how things are going, what might be the glitches. Sometimes you get excited and tell your dad and uncle that okay, I feel these are the issues. This department is not, this is not doing well. And then after that year, so within 6 months it was that phase. After that I calmed down. I'm like, no, I don't want to. First let me observe more, let me spend more time with them. After that I decided that okay, now I've understood this entire thing, and to launch my label, it's better I study design, that what goes on internationally, or what are the standards, because you could have great aesthetics, the back end, you know the manufacturing, the making, but is there a design process that is being followed? Because while I was in college, so there were fashion design students as well, some were textile designs, accessory design. So you keep discussing things, you are all in that what's going on, what's not, and you realize that each person had their own process of thinking or designing. Some people would visualize the final product first, then maybe sketch. Some would do a lot of explorations and come to the final product.
Right.
Some would maybe think of a theme that okay, I want to work on this thing and then go. So I thought, let me find out what is my process, and I can eventually grow accordingly. So I applied at London School of Fashion. There's a diploma course, 1 year course of design, fashion and design basically. I chose menswear, and one of the best parts was that of India as well as going to London, that you meet different people from different cultures and different walks of life. So while there are so many people to meet, you come to know what all cultures would hold. So 4 years I got a local perspective, and 1 year was a global perspective, where we had people from all over the world working at one design university, and to know what design was to them, or and to develop your own aesthetic sense was a nice
that exposure
process.
is very important for any individual.
Exactly, because so I'm honestly one of the firm believers of the idea that technically no design in this world no person can say that this design is original. Because whatever you would have been led through, I mean, you would have thought of subconsciously, you would have seen, observed, read thousand things.
For sure.
Maybe what you are thinking right now, designing right now, could be a small byproduct of all those accumulations.
Yeah.
So technically, it cannot be original. So every design on a larger scale is an inspiration from somewhere or the other.
Yeah.
The method could be different, material could be different, everything could be different. But it would still not be an original design, because technically in this entire world, according to me, there is nothing original. Because we are a constant evolving
It's an
race.
assembly.
Yeah,
It's
we are all
Yeah.
evolving
Sure.
fast.
No, but before you went to design school and before this global exposure, like you have fashion in the family. Like you literally grew up around
Correct.
fashion, right? But so before that, what did you learn from your father and your uncle, and especially in design and manufacturing?
See, both of them come from a different mindset and a different strength and domain. So let's say my dad would be more knowing the pulse of a product or pulse of the design as a whole. Then uncle would be more on the managerial or people side, making sure all operations are going through
Smooth,
well.
yeah.
Is the team functioning well? You know, keeping the focus on performance.
Right.
But that is still at a later stage. While I was growing, they were also growing. So they were a 2-member team to right now a 900 plus team, right? Which is something which I'm privileged to be a part of. That they have built this thing. Not them. I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs in their time today have built successful, great businesses, which is very commendable. So what I noticed was, except hard work, it's like you have to be involved in something more than 100% to achieve that goal, rather than doing, thinking that okay, I want to do this much today, tomorrow I'll do this much. So I never saw any of them procrastinating in any line of work that did. That okay, like this has to be done today. If the delivery is after a week, no problem. If it is being completed today, finish it today. Unless there is a production blockage or something, it's fine.
Right.
But so till there are no blockages, you should try that, sort issues fast as possible and move on. That was a learning while I was growing up. And there was a unsaid bond between the two. So which today I find it difficult to find between when I see businesses growing, or I don't see that a bond that was earlier. The next generation could have the same bond. Same is not possible, and we are different is a nice word.
Yeah.
So that level of maturity or understanding was altogether, which you grow seeing something and you feel like wow. Let's say you want something, you didn't get that thing. So like Mr. Bachchan has keeps saying always that man ki ho to achhi, na ho to zyada achhi.
Aur bhi achhi.
Right? So it is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And that approach I have seen in both of them, and both of them have grown together.
So after that, you got into London
School of
Fashion.
Yeah.
You have landed. You have seen like first month. You saw what was happening around you. What happened then?
So what happened then? I had two choices. One choice I had was you stay in London, start up a label there, work your ass off like big time, do an internship at some place, join someone, learn from them, work with them, or you come back, start something of your own, falter, fall down, make mistakes, do whatever you have to, but start the process of finding yourself, or what do you really want to do. And personally, I'm a person, I don't like, I like family. Once you tell me for a month you are staying out alone, I'm happy. But I think the warmth, the care, and the love around,
Yeah.
it is something I like. So I chose coming back rather than just staying there and for a long time. And once I was back, I started working on my label. So first I started. So we had, while we were till I came back, and the business had grown with different categories that everyone used to take care of. And ethnic was kind of I would say, a slightly weak category, or where the expertise was needed most at that point of time. Because the market was emerging, and there were designers in Ahmedabad growing. So we needed something in those lines, in a certain price point, to meet that market that we were in. So now, from a design perspective, you are coming to a retail perspective.
Right.
So there are things you make for passion, or as I said, it could be theme based, it could be some inspiration from somewhere, and taking that ahead. Could be handicrafts, textiles, whatever. And now you have to think that, okay, how can we make this product as to more people wear it, or it could be more comfortable for people to buy it in a particular price point. So the first few designs I made, I think they were really creative. They were like unboxed and stuff. They didn't sell. So I said, oh my God, what's going on? Am I designing correctly? Am I not understanding the market?
Yeah.
What is the demand? Because now you are designing for someone who is going to pay you for what you are designing.
Right.
If I have to design for myself, I'm more than happy that, okay, wow,
Yeah.
I'm going to wear anything I design, or a friend or family, anyone. But now there's a consumer I don't know, that who is going to buy this product. I would have done an analysis that, okay, this age group or this. But is that really the consumer? Is that not? Is the consumer demanding this? Not. So, there's a lot of confusion going at that time. And being me, I don't like, working on just one thing. So at the same time, I would also be designing for ethnic wear, manufacturing, going to the warehouse, logistics, building a team for design, building a team for... The idea was to build a team. So I thought, if I have to, in future, maybe expand wherever this label or anything, anywhere else, then the faster I start building a team, the better it is for me.
Right.
Because the number of hours I have are the same. Now, whether I sit and design, or I sit and take care of the logistics part, or this part, or the manufacturing part. Instead, why not build a team where everyone is doing
Delegation.
their independent tasks,
Right.
and I would just know the basics and the classics, that okay, if things are going on smooth or not. And that way, I don't need to be physically present at that particular task that day. And after design, suddenly after that 1 year, I read a lot of articles on. I was reading few books. So I like reading books which or things which have changed the horizon or the perspective. So there was this nice book called Objectives and Key Results, OKRs. So it's Measure What Matters.
Yeah.
By John Doerr. They implemented the system in Google, where you do objectives and key results. So after I came back, a year I designed and everything, and I decided that okay, this is where I want to go, rather than just designing all day. It's taking a lot of my time. So now, today, I'm still in the process of developing that team. So we have a set team, but since you are growing every day, so you need more better individuals a part of the team. And ensuring that the design aesthetics, the quality, etc. are not compromised at any angle or at any point.
But let's say I am a budding designer and I want to join Siddhesh Chauhan's team, what does it take, or what do you look for when you're building a team?
Firstly, longevity, because it's like a relationship,
Yeah.
right? You join a company or you join a firm, anything, whatever you do in your life, till you don't like it or till really you don't want to do this thing, don't join me. If you like my work, if you like what I'm doing, if it relates to even slightest of your aesthetics, then please join.
Yeah.
And later I can always groom that person as to what
Sure.
exactly we are looking at and what do we want to give to our clientele.
The foundation has to be like
Clarity of thought.
Sure.
Like let's say I want to be a pilot, but then I'm not doing anything for it. I'm in a completely different field. I'm studying law and I want to be a pilot. You cannot be that. So you just have to have clarity of thought that is this what I want for the next 2-3 years of my life? If you can devote at least 2-3 years of your life, then you can decide that okay, whether I like this, I don't like this, do I really want to change my line or continue in this line further?
right.
Because first 6 months I think for any person would go in understanding how the entire process goes.
You get a grip of things.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
and most people what they do is in a year they would be like, okay, I want to shift. So where is that grip? Where is that understanding?
Yeah.
Some people would be they'll say, okay, if I'm getting 25,000 tomorrow, give me 30,000, then give me 35. Yearly they'll keep jumping.
For 5,000, 10,000.
For 5-10,000
Yeah.
and then maybe after 3-4 years they might be at 50k or 60k a year, 60k a month.
Yeah.
And they'll be very happy about it. But then they might not be sure if what they're doing they really love it or not.
Yeah.
So unless there is a dire need of money, I would recommend that to join the team. First look at your longevity and passion. Only if you are willing to invest that time in yourself,
Yeah.
then you'll be investing time with others.
Yeah, and especially in a field like designing,
Right.
whether it is fashion or architecture or anything, whichever is 0 to 1, basically. Yeah. So you talked about customer buying a design and you designing for a particular customer. What's the personality type of Siddhesh Chauhan, the label?
See, I feel I don't design for one particular personality.
Right.
But if you look at overall as a holistic, just like key adjectives or someone, then it could be, let's say, a person who's really confident about what he's doing in his life. He has clarity of thought. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. Simple as that. So basic choices. It could be with color. It could be with embroidery types. It could be with a personal sense of style. So that's the overall, just the personality. That okay, this is a kind of person. Now it could be a lawyer, a doctor, a businessman, anyone. Any person has those attributes. Comes to me, we design for them, make their wardrobe, and it's sorted.
Now, I have a question which is when I go to your website and I see the whole catalog, there's a lot of ethnic wear that is there, right? But then I suddenly see bomber jackets and blazers.
Correct.
What made you come to that?
So,
I'm asking this out of selfish reasons because I really love bomber jackets and blazers, and those bomber jackets are like
even shirts
crazy.
You would have checked out shirts as well. So what happened was that at Jade Blue we have different sections, right? Ethnic wear, formal, casual. There's a bespoke and fabrics, loungewear. So the entire store is designed in that format. Because it's a retail chain. So this year in this 2021 December, we had our flagship store of Siddhesh Chauhan. The reason for having that was that we wanted to give a holistic approach to menswear design. Okay, what are the things that you could make and wear, which are slightly quirky and you'll still be able to pull it off. When you wear it, you should not be like, no boss, I cannot wear this. Instead you should be like, I can try that.
I can, yeah, pull it off.
Yeah, I can try that. See, our goal is that
Yeah.
you are in an ex comfort zone. That this is the kind of outfits I want to wear. We just slightly open the door to a different zone. That okay, I can at least try that. For us, it is not important that we don't want to change your personality or change you. We just want you to offer. We want to offer what is that? What is it that is different? What is it that you think you might be able to pull it off?
How important it is to experiment with your fashion, not as a designer, but as a as an average man.
See, there is this line so at Jade Blue, when I grew up, which is also a formative part of my understanding and learning. And since it is our business, we know that what you wear matters.
For sure.
Right. So that tagline and that punchline is so important in a way. So we decided that we'll always make sure that if the person is, it's like an outfit can change your mood. So I had 10 colors in my wardrobe right now, 20 maybe. I have a range of whites, but today I was in a mood of wearing black. Right? It's a lovely day, the weather is nice, it was raining nicely, but I still chose to wear black. So that is just, you chose to wear white. So that is, you also would be having a bunch of options.
Yeah.
So that is where the experimentation part comes. That what do you want to be today? Are you in a mood of geometric? Are you in a mood of floral? You might like listening to maybe AP02 sometime. You might like listening to Anushka Shankar sometime. So that's the mood. You might just listen to nice fast bhajans or some mantras. Some would listen to trance. So what is the mood? That's exactly with clothing. And that is where the experimentation comes in.
But I really want you to talk about the thing that you just mentioned, that your clothing and fashion has a direct connection with your mood, how you're feeling.
100%.
And I have experienced this myself. Like whenever you feel not so good or low, take a shower and change your clothes and things will be different. Yeah. About the colors, there are a lot of people who go around like, don't wear this color, don't wear that color. There's a lot of astrology that comes into picture and all that. How do you recommend colors to people?
Honestly, I would recommend all colors to someone. I'm like, if I'm making a wardrobe, I would say, okay, these are the colors you need for these days. These are the colors you need for weekends. These are the colors you need for maybe a holiday. Simple as that. You could be wearing, I would recommend 1 or 2 neons as well. I would recommend classic whites for those days when you feel, you just want to reflect things, just wear white. You want to absorb, I wear black. So, it's all up to the person. So that is, some people just wear blues, grays, blacks.
Yeah.
That's fine. If you have built your personality over years of that type and you don't want to, move out of it, we are fine with it.
So, when you're designing, do you get into creative blocks? Is that something you have to deal with? Or?
Yes, that happens all the time.
Yeah. And how do you get out of it?
Let's say I'm working on a collection and I feel that the initial sketches or the initial embroideries that we are looking at or patterns that we are looking at, we might make 10 patterns. On those 10 patterns, we narrow down to maybe 3 to 4. From 3 to 4, 1 or 2 actually go into the process of embroideries, textures, or whatever has to go. Chances are in that entire process, something didn't work out, then there is a halt in that part till I don't feel that this is what really I mean this is what I want. So I don't work on it for a week, maybe 2 days, 3 days. I stop. You again start.
Take a break.
Read a book, go do some other task.
Hmm.
And
So-
and generally what happens with me is while I'm doing some other task, let's say there's this design thing I'm doing and it's a block, but it's still there in your subconscious. If I'm doing something else, suddenly that thought would spring and I would complete the other task, the design part first. But okay, now this is exactly what we want.
Where do you find inspiration from?
I think it's nature and architecture as a whole. There is nothing so beautiful as what we find in nature. I mean, you look at the colors, you look at the repeat, you look at the patterns. You should just have the time to observe and everything falls in place.
So you are a day worker or a night owl?
Both.
Both?
Depends honestly on my mood.
Hmm.
If I need to complete a task, I would finish it, let's say, sometimes waking up early morning as well. Or it all depends on the task time that I need to complete it. If I've thought of something and I feel कि इतने बजे तक खत्म होना ही है, so it has to be.
So for me, it is like if I have something is not working out for me, I'll go on a long drive, and it clears my head, or listen to a different playlist altogether.
Correct.
And then sometimes when I'm writing, listening to a particular kind of music also helps. So does music or movies or
Nothing.
and all that help you?
Music, I don't listen while I'm at work.
Okay.
So while I'm working, I'm just working. I'm just 100% there. So whatever I'm doing, let's say if I'm listening to music, then I'm just 100% feeling it.
Right.
So the idea is to give it your best basically. If you can with music, fantastic. Unfortunately, I cannot, so I don't.
Right. If you were not to become a designer, who would you be?
I would rather just paint all day, read good books, do something for a living. Like honestly, I've never thought of it what I would if I was not a designer. But it would definitely would have to be with something of a design field as a whole. And then there's this another contrast total part. Then I would think that okay, politics is a good option.
You have designed quite a lot for politics, I would say.
No, I have not designed that. The dad, uncle, the company as a whole has done. But the idea is that see, I would want to be in a field where I feel the contribution values. Right, that whatever you're doing is having some impact. So there are two ways. One, it is through a business that you're giving employment, you're giving uplifting families and everything. What is it that you're doing for a society as a whole, rather than just design or so something or in anything in those lines. So for me, designing is just right now a part of me. The essential goal is to create something which empowers and helps more people. It could be through design, through my business, through whatever.
Talking about Jade Blue and Siddhesh Chauhan, both as a separate entity, there is one thing that I find common is amazing branding. What was your brief, or what was your thought when you started Siddhesh Chauhan, and what was your how did you want what was your positioning like? What was your thought?
The thought was do something good, make what you feel like, present it in a nice way. That's it. Nothing, no rocket science, no that okay I want to do just this type or simple as that. Visually it has to be appealing. While you wear it, you should love it. That's it. Those are the two most important parts. But if you think of let's say that are we looking at a luxury segment or this segment, I feel it is just about the perspective. Like any advertisement or any video might not make you feel a particular way except the vibe of it.
Yeah.
So that vibe could vary from time to time. The essential idea is that is it for the right consumer? that okay, this is the age group. Then are we catering to that age group or not? Because one age group people might perceive things altogether in different ways. Like
Yeah.
both of us being in particular age group, our thoughts on something would be entirely different. It might be the same image. So you just do your part and then let people perceive whatever they have to. Sometimes the campaigns go well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes there are good results, sometimes there are not. There is no such sure shot funder that okay, so this is gonna work.
It's trial and error.
Exactly.
It's a continuous
life is
process.
we keep changing. That's how we are.
Now, I want to come to a very interesting topic, which is fashion at weddings. Like, what is your experience designing sherwanis and kurtas for particular occasions and not?
It's lovely. I mean, once in your lifetime, it makes you feel like a emperor or royalty for a day.
It's a big day.
Yeah, and that feeling is very, once you adorn a sherwani, I mean, you'll feel that, wow, it's that power, that feeling. And so that's all it is about. So you would want it, like, we have seen through Indian history, the costumes and the, ornamentation and the layering that was there. We have just narrowed it down to much more wearable versions.
Now, you have also styled people at events and shows and like celebrities.
So that's again a different part, right? So there's wedding, like you asked earlier, there's bombers and blazers. So bombers is for all those people, let's say I want to go for a party.
Yeah.
And right now athleisure as a whole is more trending. People want comfort more. You don't want to be dressed up in a suit always. You want that switch of personality. So you would want to, wear nice casual jackets. Your access to international music festivals have increased. People are going more to Europe as a whole to party from India. So we are just catering to a demand in a way, but with our aesthetics. So this is what we want people to wear.
Like, what do you say to people who believe that you just wear like blue jeans and a black T-shirt, like how Steve Jobs sort of?
It's fantastic. As long, see, everyone could have different passions, right? Some people love sports cars, some love SUVs. You like Punjabi food, I like South Indian food. So if you feel that you're very comfortable and happy, essentially, in that sense of style, please continue. There's no such restriction that you cannot do this or you should or you should not. As long as you are comfortable and happy and it defines your personality, we are more than, let's say, India has billions of people. I mean, there's so many personality types.
So fashion is comfort, right? I mean,
fashion is a way of expression that you put forward, that this is who you are to the world, in simple words. Why do we relate that? You walking down the road, and if I dress up a very average person in a nice suit, make him out to walk nicely, and you will feel he's a CEO of a company. Over years, it has been conditioned that CEO, finance, there's a pattern to
atypical.
Yes.
Yeah. Creatives are like kurtas and
whatever. Yeah. Some are just wearing khadi. Some are activists are wearing just a certain kind of clothes.
Sure.
So everyone has found their own little personality, that this is what I feel.
And I feel that is important also.
It is not important. I mean, you could be an activist and be all decked up in bombers. Who cares? I mean, it's fine if your work is more important than the. But if you feel that this makes me feel that I'm more powerful in what job I'm doing or whatever my role is, then wear that. If you think shorts and denim make you feel more powerful, and go wear it to office every day. So that's up to the person.
Yeah.
But it will not make you feel powerful. That is why you wear. That is why you wear different kinds of outfits, different cuts, different suits, or maybe jackets, bombers. Like I said, every clothing has a vibe.
Whose style do you really admire?
My dad's, Siddhesh Chauhan.
I also do.
Then
I love his Instagram.
Then there's Mr. Bachchan. So these are people who have graced, over years. They're like fine wine who have matured. There's EP02. He wears some nice clothes. Diljit is there. Diljit Dosanjh. Hardik Mandya of late, he's had this cool vibe to him over time. So
Yeah.
Ali Afzal has been experimenting lately. I like Mr. Ambani's style also, Mukesh Ambani's classic crisp shirts,
Classic,
and
yeah.
so that's exactly. So for him it could be making him feel good. So everyone has this.
Let's say I want to design my wardrobe. Like, what would be your suggestions? Like, what are like 5 essentials, or like get this first, then this, then this, and this? What would be that like?
See, maybe 2 white shirts, 2 black shirts, 2 prints, 3 denims, few chinos, 2 casual semi-formal jackets which go when pair up with everything, 2 nice suits, 2 band galas, jodhpuris, for any formal events that you have to wear, t-shirts and shorts. I think that's pretty much up. I mean, if you are a single guy looking to just revamp your wardrobe, nice sneakers, nice formal shoes.
What I have also done, and what other people also do, I think they overdo something in their wardrobe, and then at the same time they'll underdo something, or they will not focus on it at all. So finding that balance, that's why I asked you that question, like how should I design a particular wardrobe?
So that you leave it to us. So you don't actually design the wardrobe. We design it for you. You tell us what you do, what kind of a person you are. Then we go about it, decide your personality, that okay, will these colors look good? Should he be in these colors? Should he be in stripes, plains? Are we looking at an experimentative edge? Let's say every day you could be dressing up very casually, but in an event you would wear something really different. So people looking at you would feel that, oh, is this Parth, or So that keeps changing, honestly. There is no such method to it that okay, this is exactly what we have to do today. Fashion as a whole is a very big industry, right? There are international brands, national brands, casual, formal, semi-formal, athleisure, wedding, a huge bunch and mix of things going on. If you relate to a particular color or design, checks, stripes, then you're gonna buy it. Right now, fortunately or unfortunately, in a way fortunate because of the internet, since last 20 years, you could explore number of designs, you could explore fashion weeks, you could explore, you could see of any designer, brand, whatever you would wish to. There are all archives online just to see what they have done, what they have not done. There are paid subscriptions that you can give and check that this is what is internationally going on, this is not going on. So overall, there are people already deciding for the public at large that this is what these colors will give you this season. Chances are you find a nice wine shirt, okay, but if mine is not in trend as per those major international forecasts or trends, no one would have made wine color as a whole. So when you go to buy something, you would get very repetitive designs in different brands. Suddenly you would see a wave of floral. Next time you are seeing solids are more trending. Sometimes there'll be plaids and bigger checks, or going on in the market. Corduroy might pick up, might not pick up. These are all trends which already have been decided because the supply chain planning goes much in advance. So to have your own individual idea, I want to wear this sense of style, that you have to find and develop with a person like me who can help you, or our team basically, that who can guide you that okay, this is what we can go ahead with, and you might be able to find that this is what your style is. And chances are, even if you find it, after a year you would want to change. We don't know. So that is a continuous process. There is no such fixed rule.
Any thoughts on sustainability?
It is a need of the hour. We use a lot, we throw a lot of things. But India fortunately it's a very sustainable country as a whole, because we have been using, like I wore my brother's shirt, you would have worn someone's shirt, trouser, whatever. So we have a method of that. Okay, till the garment is not totally torn and we wear it, which is fine, you know. It is.
Optimum utilization.
Yeah, it is. So we have already been working as a country on that since ages.
Since ages.
But there are measures which need to be taken.
Hmm.
But those are small measures, and the global scale at, you know, the consumption as a whole which we see today, with the population growing, might not stop. So either it's up to us, either we buy very good quality stuff that lasts long, but not everyone can afford that because it is very good quality. It is also going to be priced that way. So your next best option is to buy something fast fashion, basically.
I want to know how excited are you about certain fabrics that are coming up, like hemp, for example.
So we have in Siddhesh Chauhan label, we have a collection of hemp and bamboo mixed shirts. We have organic cotton, hemp and bamboo mixed. So those are all good natural breathable fabrics, which is good. But see, every fabric would have a texture, a luster and a feel to it. Like linen would have a different feel. The shirt I'm wearing is a seer sucker, as you call it, a type of fabric, right? Which has this bouncy effect on it. So I like this fabric. I don't know if you might like. So we don't, as of now, know the acceptance of that fabric on a super mass scale.
Right. Not tipping point yet.
Not yet. It is growing definitely.
Sure.
There are a lot of users increasing daily, wanting to buy natural organic fabrics or stuff. But we don't know as of now that after buying once, did they buy it again? Is it a part of their lifestyle? Like cotton, linen, wool, already have been over years.
If you have to tell me that one thing that people don't know about your industry, people at large.
Like any other industry, it is not easy. So every industry has its, pros and cons.
Yeah.
So fashion is one of the largest industries in the world. It employs like billions of people, right? Because it is in service industry. I mean, even if technology would come in, you would still want someone to greet you and tell you namaste, that, how are you, sir, today? If a robot comes, you might not feel that well.
Sure.
Right? So that is how it is. So the industry is fantastic. You can plunge in, but there are a lot of verticals, lot of sectors. So choose wisely.
Is it also one of those industries where you have to find your speciality or niche, as they say?
You just need to find yourself. It's a competitive industry, to be honest. Like, I am fortunate that I have a platform to work on. But it is a very capital intensive industry.
Absolutely.
So don't expect something like real estate or equity returns in fashion.
Yeah.
Before actually thinking of starting your own label or doing anything, go through data of other designers, other companies, financial data available online.
What they did right, what they did wrong.
What is the balance sheet? How is it like? To understand that, is there real profit, or you want to focus your energies in something else? That is if you want to start your own label. And if you want to work under someone, well, then the industry is always open. It is less capital incentive, pays off well, there is nothing. So as an entrepreneur, it's challenging. As an employee, it's fantastic.
How did you find yourself in the industry, or is it still going on? Is it a continuous process? Is it like a fixed product? Do you ever find yourself, or you keep on growing and evolving?
You keep changing. It is like the melting snow. You said that you keep changing. You keep learning and unlearning. That's how it goes. And there are chances, like every business, that you might not have a very good financial year, but that does not mean the next year is going to be the same.
So then what excites you in this current phase? Like
the changing part excites. I mean,
so
the minute you make a design, it's over. As simple as
Yeah.
that. Like, it's already out, it's made, now it's there. So now you work on something else. Now there's nothing. वो नहीं है कि એવું નહીં થાય કે બની ગઈ પછી પહેલાં વેચાશે જ કે નહીં વેચાય. It is their fate. It does not depend now. Your role is to now create something else.
Something else. And that
And analyzing as to what went wrong if this didn't work.
Right.
So it's a coming back process, which is what is exciting.
And that's where you get the kick, right? As a creative individual, that's where the fun is.
And if you have some financial reward with it, then nothing like it. Because I feel that no matter how creative you are, how artistic you are, at the end of the day, finance and managing that money would be an integral part of your business. So if that is not done well, if expenses are not kept under check, your budgets are not decided, no matter how hard you would want to spend or create something, but that creating cost should not be so high that there are no returns on it.
So one is spirituality and second is philosophy. Tell me how both of these are connected with your design or with you as a designer.
See, the last collection we made was Parivartan. There was one collection we made years back was Divine Chaos. There was one we made was based on a samurai. If you look at a common tone in all, then it is a process where you are finding yourself and you are creating something better of that through a collection. One was Para, which was on Sri Yantra. So at that point I was engrossed in learning about Sri Yantra and the geometry and how everything is a balance and stuff. So I was reading more about it. So I decided to make a collection on it. Right now, Parivartan was made after COVID, where I got a lot of time to spend. We used to stay at the farm, be with nature more. You see trees grow and you feel how in silence there's so much beauty around, right? And so you make a collection on that. So whatever I read, whatever is around, and I believe in the thought that it's like flowers bloom for the sheer joy of blooming. If someone happens to partake their fragrance, it's quite a different matter. So as a person, you just need to grow. You need to do your part. If someone likes it, someone criticizes it, it's all a part of the divine. You cannot stop it. As long as you have been pure from your heart and you have been true to that work you are doing, you should not be considered thinking about other things around you then. So that is how I try to imbibe that happiness out of what I do. Like I keep telling this to some friends or people close to me that the idea is to stay detached while still you are being attached. So that is how I live my life. I am doing something. It is the divine, like in Gita, that you are doing, like Krishna says that karma is your only thing that you have to do. So you keep doing that.
Keep doing it.
Be 100% in what you are doing. Do utter justice. It's like love something so much that there is madness. Otherwise you're not doing justice to that particular thing. It could be anything.
The next question is also connected with this. What is the eternal law?
I think the eternal law is of balance. Sometimes we think, I think, whoever, it's a personal choice to think or not to. So it's more to do with, are you what is that thing that you want in life? So I want balance in every aspect. So in my work, my family, my internal growth, it all has to be one complete circle. And that kind of reflects in the outfits that we make. You would never see very overpowering outfits. As I said, let me try that. That is the thing that we want to imbibe in the consumer.
What you just said, this is, I got this from your bio only. And I find it beautiful. I'm a poetry lover myself, so that's why that's a different thing altogether. But it says, one cannot abide without the other. The new and mysterious can only be reborn when the old shackles are torn. A new you is born every day.
Very true.
Everything on a larger scale is design. Contradictions are real, and so balance is the key.
Very true.
How did you find this?
You just write it. I mean, it's just so you're going through a phase in your life. You want to know that who you are and stuff. And I just wrote it. So there's nothing like how you found it. You just write it. Simple as that. And we see contradictions. I mean, around us. I mean, your best friend could be different from you. Your
For
parents are different than you. Your nature is different too. I mean, every individual is unique. So contradictions are for real. And so balance itself is the key. We exist in a cohesive structure where everyone is balancing each other out. Home, life, work, whatever.
No, I call myself a design student. I don't call myself a designer because I think I'm still in the process and I'll forever be in this process. Because that is connected with what I do. I am into films, but design is a very strong
Integral
part
part,
of,
100%. It is
of
visual.
filming, right? And I was watching one interview, and he's a designer who designs user interfaces and apps. And he said that it irritates me when people say usse kya hoga.
Correct.
Right? And if we keep on asking these questions, then we won't be able to create something great.
Very true.
If Shah Jahan had asked, usse kya hoga, then Taj Mahal nahi milta humko.
Very true, very true.
Right? And if you go back in history, design was a very big thing, right? Whatever we have today, whether it is textile, whether it is clothing, whether it is architecture, heritage, whatever we have, that has come out of somebody trying something
To do something different.
something
Very
crazy,
true.
right? Like if I talk about myself, I learned a lot of things from my father.
Correct.
Like everybody
Very
does,
true, very
right?
true.
I lived in a house where women dominated the environment because I was living with 3 women,
100%.
two elder sisters and a working mom. And I looked at my father, ki acha atlu karwanu hai. Like this is what a good gentleman.
These are the roles.
Yeah, these are the things. And for fashion also, like okay, he wears these kinds of clothes and all that. But when I was in college, it sort of changed. And now we both have like 100 differences about the clothes that we that we wear, because that are bound to happen. But you grow. I mean, you don't fix yourself into a particular
100%.
fashion sense.
There was a time I used to love wearing suits.
Yeah.
I used to wear 7-day suits. Today I wear it 3 days sometimes or 2 days. Because then I found maybe some other fabric which is more comfortable to me. Chances are I might go back to wearing suits or wearing band galas and just rolling up sleeves.
This happens with me also because I love wearing jackets and blazers. But
Correct.
considering the weather that we live in, it's
You
not
could-
always.
So you could wear linen jackets or half-lined
you
lightweight
find your-
fabrics. Yeah. So whether to wear or not, that is your call. I mean, how to choose. Then I cannot. You said you liked wearing blazers, right? Or you like?
No,
so
I
that is
still do.
so that is a choice you made.
Yeah.
So if someone wants, like you said, there's a different choice that they want. You decided. You made a decision that I want to. So that want part is very important.
Very important.
I want to buy a sports car. Let's say I want to buy a Rolls Royce, for example, right? So that deciding part is your choice. Then only you will work towards it, right? And then if you don't have desires, it is completely fine.
Sure. I mean, if you don't want to
There's-
do.
So there are people with desires and people not with desires. That is how things are being balanced, right?
Balance is the key. No, but tell me more about this line. It says everything on a larger scale is design, because I totally relate with this, and I mean I couldn't have put it better than you.
You see, you look at architecture around us, the chairs we are sitting on, tables, buildings around us. You look at utensils in the kitchen. the way you walk into your house, the nice landscape around, trees growing around. It's all design, right? I mean, trees growing in a particular way itself is design. Anything that is, so there's art and there is design, in my opinion. Design would be anything that is some use to someone, which is slightly functional, considered as a good design. And art is something which you make purely out of, it has no such purpose to it, except just appreciating or the creativity part of it. So design to me is anything that is functional in this world. Anything. It could be the kick of your bike, the auto start button, the ergonomics of things. Everything is design. A nice machine itself is a design because it is functioning so well. Fashion is just a small part of that entire design fraternity.
Contradictions are real, and so balance is the key.
Correct.
So you just like throughout the episode we were talking about contradictions in a way, right?
Correct.
You know, some people want this, some people want that, and that's why you have to strike a balance, right? But when it comes to creative decisions, how do you strike that balance?
So if this line I take it in my work, then it would be, we use a lot of contradictory fabrics and embroideries which might not gel with each other, but we do it in such a way that it looks balanced. For example, we would use denim and PVC. We would use lycra and PVC. So lycra is a very stretchable fabric, and then there is PVC which is not moving.
Solid.
But how do you stitch it so well? How do you make it so well that is still functional and it is still balanced? And there is still an aesthetic appeal to it. Some embroideries might not look good with other type of embroideries. How do you make sure that they are internally gelled so well that they look so fine and visually appealing that you feel, wow, I would want to try that.
Do you contradict yourself?
Most of the times, no. Like, I know what I want. Unless I really hate the idea next day, then it is contradictory.
Because the design process is so massive, like in your head. It's the scale of it is too much, and it is very easy to come up with a thought and then come up with another thought which sort of goes against.
No, so you would not contradict, you would actually reject that thought. Because let's say you have 10 designs made. Then you will have to, by choice or of your nature, that okay, I don't like this. So their contradiction comes in, that okay, no, you have made these 10 designs but you don't like these, so it is fine. You're rejecting those ideas. You're absorbing the ones which you can relate to more.
Is it okay for you to reject good ideas?
100%.
Or do you get like...
No, 100%. It is very okay for me to reject ideas. I mean, chances are I might not like what I made 10 years back because today I like this. High chances.
So not recently, but in general, if I have to ask you like 5 favorite films.
There is Rang De Basanti. There is Laksh. Baag Milkha Baag. There is, in entertainment point of view, KGF.
For sure.
Fantastic. The direction, the characters, everything superbly made. And I think 4 or 5 films. Dil Chahta Hai maybe.
A lot of Farhan Akhtar films.
Not about Farhan Akhtar films, but those concepts are good basically. I mean, that this is Indian cinema, then you talk of Hollywood, then there are different films and they keep changing. But like Warrior was a fantastic film. The Peaky Blinders series was really nice. There's this Rocket Boys was fantastic. So
amazing.
The idea is I like watching things which I know sometimes that I feel that people watch films or they love things that they can relate to. Like all these films I said, I wish I had done something like Rang De Basanti. I wish I had the dedication of Milkha
Singh.
in the way he trains and everything. So those are the films I like.
So what are you reading right now?
Oh, right now there's this nice book on the essential Rumi. Nice books, nice phrases that they have. It's from your collection though, over here, which is a nice. It was a good learning. No, instead of this, I have a blog. I wrote long time back. That's a nice blog. There's this line that so love is universal, right? You cannot define love. If it's like the ocean, you cannot. The ocean, you can take as many containers as you want. The ocean will give you that much. So that's exactly how love is. That there's no defined limit to it.
It's up to your capacity
how much
and whatever size of container that you're.
Very true. And you, whatever you give, you're gonna get back.
Yeah.
If you're giving love, you get love back. Simple as that.
How much love is important for a creative individual?
I don't know for a creative individual, but for every individual, I feel all the money, all the wealth, or the fame, or anything would be nice to share it with someone, right? I mean, I give you 100 crores today and ask you that, Parth, you want to spend it. What would you spend it on?
Yeah.
You would want someone to spend it on, right? Your near dear ones, your loved ones, your friends, family, extended friends, someone.
Yeah,
and, and your equation with all of them would be different. You know, it's love, and at the end of the day, you still the good vibrations or good feelings that you have for each other. That is why you're together.
As they say, like happiness is only real when shared.
100%. So we are for giving. I was watching a video of Sadhguru recently, and he said these lines, which were, so you come with like the mantra Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti. It's like you start with zero and end with zero. You enjoy the process. Now, what's the hype about it? Whatever you are doing, I mean, you know, it's your job, your work. Be happy and just enjoy it. There is no stress in life. Yeah. If you feel that, okay, monetarily you want to excel and you're not excelling, reduce your expenses and work more. If you feel that, okay, you have everything you want to reach your, work towards. I mean, there are methods to do everything. Why?
And I think destinations are very lonely. Journeys are very beautiful.
100%.
So process is fun. Enjoy the process, share the love. So
correct. And see, everyone knows that. The idea is just to work towards it and implement it. Sometimes, I mean, there was a point in my life I used to get really pissed off. Like the college time, 12th grade, like I was just the angry man. School, and after that, I would get into a brawl with anyone. Yeah. But as I grow, I realize that this is not what I want. This is what I want to be. So you work towards yourself, and right now I don't get. I get detached from the attachment, and I'm fine.
So once the design is out, do you get like out of it? Like
I'm out. I've done my
once
task.
The collection is done.
It's done. There is no. If you ask me that this is my favorite piece over years, I would say none.
Wow.
At that point, it was my favorite. After I made it, it is not. There is no such one piece I can pick that, okay, I love this to the core. I love all of it. You can't choose between your fingers, no? That I like this finger a lot or this. That's exactly.
No, but something that you've designed for me, right? And you really like that. I also really like it. But I want you to change one thing that and it is ridiculous.
No, it's up to you. See,
would you be open?
I would be open. Without the wearer, what is design? Without a user, there is no table. There is no chair. There is no surrounding.
Right.
So the person who has to wearing is of utmost important. We design for them. So till they don't like it, just that we don't do custom wear. I mean, if you tell me that, okay, I have this design in mind, please make it for me, then I would say no. I would say, you give us an idea, let us design for you. Maybe chances are, because we do this in and out, day in, day out, we get something better for you of your idea.
Right.
Because to you that idea would be from 100 places on the internet that okay, I want this, I want this, this is nice, this is nice, oh Virat Kohli is wearing that,
Pinterest and
yeah,
Instagram.
Pinterest, Instagram, 100 different things. But then you're already wearing something that already someone has already made.
Right.
Instead make something that
Something
it is
of
you,
your-
or
yeah.
or,
Reflects you.
and if my design aesthetics don't reflect you, I'll be more than happy if you purchase from someone else.
I believe like design is an extension of the man.
Very
Like
true.
whatever you're using, whatever you're wearing is an extension of yourself.
Very true.
And last couple of things that I want to ask you is, like I said, like design is an extension of the man. Jade Blue taglines have been brilliant, like throughout. Like one
True,
after another is like a
True.
home run. What's the process like? And
So we have for Jade Blue we have a creative agency. They have been since 1995. So all the promoters and the agency sit together. We explain them that what is it, what's the collection like. Then they give us a feedback or they would design something for us and then give it.
No, but what's your brief to them? Like for example, what you wear matters. Explain the brief to me.
So what you wear matters was a tagline conceived long back.
Yeah.
So there was no such brief. The idea behind it was that we are into clothing and we sincerely feel that clothing is reflecting you as a person, so it is important that what you wear matters. That is how the tagline maybe came up. And since then we have been using it. So it's your alter persona that you are showing to the world.
There is one thing that has been done every year is the Wears Summer campaign, and I think that hits amazing with the
So that was
audiences.
also our creative agency's idea, the ad agency that we or our who gives us, so it was again contradiction. People
Yeah.
say yaar bahut garmi hai, bahut tadko hai.
Especially in the
Haan.
geographical area that we live
in Gujarat specifically.
Yeah, Gujarat.
And we are a Gujarat based brand, right? So
Yeah.
we always need to think those ways. बोलो क्या बहुत गर्मी है, बहुत तड़को है. So you wear our clothes and you're like, where is summer? Right? That was the idea behind it that time.
Right.
ये summer है ही नहीं. So that is how Jade Blue clothes are. They make you feel so cool.
So you specifically shopping in bits and pieces or shopping one time in a year?
I keep designing myself all the time. There's so it's 2 shirts next week, 2 trousers next week. It keeps my wardrobe just keeps adding, removing.
So do you wear any other label or brand that you really like?
Not really.
Not really.
I don't. Everything I wear is Jade Blue and Siddhesh Chauhan. Simple as that. So as a designer, there are restrictions which I cannot make. Let's say I cannot make loungewear, or I cannot make certain winter wear. Then I would prefer Jade Blue as a label. Eventually it is the same. I wear this or this for me, because both are like trees that which are growing different rates, different times, but you still have to nurture both.
Is there anything that you have not designed so far and you really want to try something?
See, when you talk of economics of scale, then I would really want to design lingerie. For the only reason that that's very small. The cloth is small. I mean, the size overall is, let's say, really, as compared to a shirt or any other outfit you design.
The amount of fabric.
Swimwear or lingerie, anything. The fabric consumption is really less, and the price that you can take is really high. So in terms of that perspective, yes, that line is it's a very lucrative
business.
field, business. if it clicks right, if the fit is right.
Yeah. And anybody in particular you want to design for?
I feel all my clients are. I would want all my clients to be successful or achieve their dreams maybe. That is who I would want to design for. But if you look at the celeb part, or I would want this person to wear my outfit or something of that sort, then there's EP02, Dilji. So it's also see, I'm listening to them right now. I love their music, so I would want, okay, I wish they would have worn Siddhesh Chauhan or worn this outfit.
Oh, I would love them in those bomber jackets.
So there's Virat is there, Virat Kohli. A lot of successful athletes.
Right.
Who have achieved, swimmers. I would want to design for them that, okay, I wish they could have worn this to this ceremony or.
Nice. Anything else you want to add in the end?
Two of my biggest role models have been my dad and uncle, so there's so much to learn from them that every step you can just keep reinventing yourself. But I'm not doing this, I need to do this better.
Give me one thing each from both of them. Biggest learnings.
Dad would be his nature, that how finely he balances things, and uncle's would be his discipline.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Thank you for
pleasure
talking.
was mine.
I hope you enjoyed.
No, we enjoyed a lot.
So
It's always good to talk to friends, so it's great.
Yeah.
So on a nice holiday with great weather, I'm here at Talk of the Town, and in their Unboxed episode series, I feel it's a great initiative by Parth and the entire team. So kudos to them. We all connect through stories. So that is just a small gesture by their team to make people come together and talk and grow in life. So thank you so much, Parth, for this wonderful time that we had today.
I hope you liked the coffee and conversation both.
It was great. Thank you.
Thank
and
you
the books as well.
No, but thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, man. And love the designs. And I hope I get the occasions soon so that I can wear those bomber jackets.
Life is an occasion, so dress up as you feel. And everyone out there, Talk of the Town makes some amazing films, which is one of their fortes. So check out their YouTube channel and their Instagram page, and I'm sure that you'll feel inspired and would want to take up filmmaking or communication as a career as a whole. Thank you.